We can't play time cop, you know, we can't play time cop or try to guess what's going to happen in the future. All you know is that I'm not committing a crime right now at this point. If I haven't committed a crime, I haven't. If I commit one in the future, well, then you have to catch me doing it.
It is over for that, sir.
Suspicious activity.
Yes.
What's
Do you have
your
your driver's
name?
license on you, sir?
What's your name?
Do you have your driver's license on you, sir?
Sir, you didn't pull me. You can't pull me over for suspicious activity.
Actually, I can.
No, you can't.
I can.
Can you call your supervisor?
Welcome to Mr. Rights, where your rights matter and the truth always stands with you. Every day we uncover how the law works outside the courtroom, where real encounters happen. From ID refusal to unlawful stops, we break it down so you know your power. No hype, just your rights, real cases, and real knowledge. Hit subscribe, because knowing is the first step to standing your ground.
Go walking through here.
Oh, this not private property?
Huh? No, this is county.
Right, where's your private property?
Yeah, so
We don't want you close to the fence.
can you show me the no restricted
I'm not
access?
going to go into that.
All right,
okay?
have a good day.
They just don't want you standing by the fence.
We were walking. We weren't standing.
Well, they don't want you by the fence. Well, we're away from it now.
Well,
We already walked around.
tell them to come out here. Tell them to come out here, because obviously you're all right with it, because you said they.
Okay,
Like
well,
the-
we don't want you standing by the fence.
We're away from the fence now.
Yeah, we're away from the fence, so we already walked around, you know. Yeah, we're walking, we're leaving. We got our video, we're rolling. Yeah. You like being a jailer?
Yes, sir.
I was a jailer
Cool.
for a bunch of years, yeah.
Marines?
No, this is a commie killer.
Zombie killer?
Yeah, kill Antifa and communists, you know.
No kind of military?
Yep, ex-military.
Thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you. We're just outside here, you know, catching video in public areas. So, yeah. They got the Sally Port right here. So, it's where cars roll in and they let the inmates out. You got the lockers, you put your gun in if you're carrying. Y'all have a good day. Keep us safe now. Keep us safe. Thank you for the safety. Yeah. I couldn't get my video running, so I kept hitting the button and it wouldn't turn on. We can look in these windows, right?
Oh, now they're going to say you stay away from the windows. You what? You're coming out now.
Well, it's not a fence. Hello. Huh? Yeah, I see that.
I have one of those voices that's hard for me to yell.
That's okay.
How are you doing today?
Good.
Are you with the First Amendment free press type deal?
Yeah, we go around filming out in public.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you their only concern
Yeah.
is they have had escape attempts before. They
Well,
just
believe
want
me.
us to identify you and move them.
I'm not even trying to get in there to escape. So,
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Can I just identify you so we can get on our
we don't
way?
need to identify me. I've committed no laws. In Oklahoma, there's no failed ID statute. There's no reason to compel.
I'm sorry?
In Oklahoma, there's no reason to. There's no law compelling me to ID.
Okay.
So yeah, we're
Again-
just walking around in public areas.
Like I said, what the Sheriff's Department concern is, and that's why they called us,
Yeah.
was that they have had people make escape attempts before, and they have had people attempt to smuggle in contraband. Okay, so they would be concerned,
Yeah.
obviously, about somebody.
Valid concerns, but I see that they seem to be watching us fairly good. You know, they know where we're at. They've called you. You're here. Everything's good. It is a secure facility, right?
It is.
So if it was not secure, I could see their concerns. If someone outside the boundary of, well, if it wasn't secure, if I was in there, I'd be concerned
Well,
about
if it
people
was-
getting in or doing all the stuff you're talking about. But it is a secure facility, so there's no really concern.
That's exactly their concern, because it is secure. They would like to keep it secured.
Yeah.
So they get concerned when
Yeah.
it looks like somebody might be making any sort of attempts to locate a weakness,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Well,
I'm not sure. Do you live here? You
I-
probably might have heard or would be familiar with any of the things I'm talking about.
Oh no, I know that there's escape attempts all over the country every day. People in jail are trying to get out every hour of every day.
Yeah,
Yep.
phones,
So-
contraband,
Mhm.
dope,
Yep.
all that. Like I said, my only concern is if something happens later.
Well, I'm not going to let somebody else do something, then you come back at me for it.
I know.
So
That's
no.
why we got the cameras, right?
Yeah, exactly. We're not trying to hide ourselves. We're out here in public. We're not sneaking around. We're right here out in public.
Okay.
So there's no concern.
Is there some sort of, and again, I would, you're pretty familiar with the law, but I would state, I am a law enforcement officer in the lawful performance of my duty.
Yes.
And again, the only reason I've asked you to identify is in case something happens later where this ends up being connected.
Well, it's
right. That
well,
way they would kind of need.
We can't play time cop. You know, we can't play time cop or try to guess what's going to happen in the future. All you know is that I'm not committing a crime right now at this point. If I haven't committed a crime, I haven't. If I commit one in the future, well, then you have to catch me doing it. Which I'm not committing a crime. I'm just around here getting video. I've been around.
Is the SO request when they be removed from the premises?
We're just getting video. We were actually leaving.
The same if you go anywhere else.
Yeah.
That's a municipal building, a government building, or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
And again, I'm sure you can understand our concern as far as that goes.
Well, we as citizen journalists, we have a right to video and show.
Where do you publish that?
We usually go on YouTube.
Oh, just through
Yeah.
YouTube?
Yeah. So, you know, I've committed no crime, done nothing wrong.
Just
this is
talking with
yeah.
you. We're also on the phone with the SO trying to figure out what they would like then, right?
Well, you know.
Mainly because it's their property.
Yeah.
Right?
This is accessible to the public, right? You can pull in, drive your car.
Property. Even though it's accessible to the public, that's like if you go to the Walmart parking lot.
Well, that's privately owned. They can trespass you because they actually have it. We as taxpayers, we own a little piece of it. We own a small amount of it. So we own a small amount of this property here, and we're. Okay, I'm going to follow my buddy over there.
Hey, where are your cars at?
It's in town somewhere.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So we don't have to worry about them towing it or anything like
Nope,
that?
nope.
Perfect.
It's not on their property.
Good luck.
Thank you. We're just out here exercising our right to film.
We just want to make sure
Yeah. In all actuality, I could have my firearm on me here on the property. I just can't go in the building. Prohibited places, you know. Yeah.
in case something should happen later, which we all know is
Yeah.
imminently possible anymore.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that we've done our part, right?
Yeah.
Thank you very
You
much.
just, if someone does something, be sure to catch them.
We'll try to catch whoever does it.
All right, thank you.
53, go ahead.
Under the dry heat of Altus, Oklahoma, where over 65% of residents live near government facilities, a lone citizen stood firm outside the detention center, facing off against Altus PD. He was ordered to show ID without committing any crime, but calmly cited the law and recorded the entire encounter. Remember, in Oklahoma. You are not required to show ID unless you are lawfully detained. Always stay calm, keep recording, and ask officers to cite the exact law. Subscribe to Mr. Right, leave a comment, and share to support our lawful rights. Now, let's move on to the second video.
Hey, how you doing?
I forgot we have in police department.
Yeah.
What are you up to today?
What'd you pull me over for?
I was just curious. I saw you behind me. I couldn't
You
tell where
turned
you
your
had me.
emergency lights on and pulled me over because you were curious?
Yeah,
Is that
suspicious
legal?
activity.
What statute is that?
It's suspicious activity, sir.
What's
Do you
your
have your
badge?
driver's license on you?
What'd you pull me over for?
Suspicious activity. I didn't know what you were
That's
doing.
not
behind
a.
me.
That's not a law.
Actually, I
no,
can
it
pull you
isn't.
over for that, sir.
Suspicious activity.
Yes.
What's
Do you have your driver's license on you, sir?
What's your name,
Do you have your driver's license on you, sir?
sir? You didn't pull me. You can't pull me over for suspicious activity.
Actually, I can.
No, you can't.
I can.
Can you call your supervisor? You have to have a statute why you pull me over.
Can I get a supervisor to my location, please? Can I ask what you were doing out there, sir?
I'm not going to answer any questions
So why are you asking me questions then?
because you're a public servant. I'm not. I'm not paid with taxpayer dollars.
Okay. So what's your name? Is this your car?
Why did you pull me over? What statute is that you pulled me over for? What lawful reason? Can you articulate that?
So here's the thing. Law enforcement cannot stop you for suspicious activity. It can't get your ID for suspicious activity. Okay? That is not a crime. Now, if you did something illegal and they have articulable facts behind it, then sure, they can get ID. But here they can't.
Because I took your picture?
I couldn't tell what you were doing, sir.
Right. Well, then you pulled me over because you couldn't tell what I was doing?
Because it was suspicious activity. You sat behind
And what
me even though there was
statute
no
is
reason to. There was
suspicious
no traffic
activity?
coming.
I didn't sit behind you.
Yes, you did. You sat on Brewster Street for a while.
Yeah.
There was no traffic coming. You could have pulled out and turned north onto
You were
Richmond as
impeding
your blinker
traffic.
suggested.
Why were you sitting there? There was no car in front of you.
I had conducted a traffic stop.
All right, move out of the way of the road. You're impeding traffic.
10-4, can you check it out? Just any alerts or anything like that. Did you hear how much time I'll actually get up here?
Hi,
Hi.
Lieutenant Alvac with Appleton Police. You asked to talk to a supervisor?
Yeah, this guy pulled me over for suspicious activity.
Okay.
He said, what statute is that?
Which what?
What statute is
Well,
that?
it's not a statute, sir. It's a...
So he's pulling me over for a non-violation. I wasn't committing a crime. I wasn't about to commit a crime, and he didn't catch me committing a crime.
Okay.
Why did he, or any violation, why did he pull me over? Suspicion in itself isn't a reason to pull someone over.
Well, when you're in an area where an officer is conducting a traffic stop on another vehicle and you
Right.
stop and you have something in your hand, it's kind of a dangerous world we live in right now. Okay, so he didn't know what your intentions were or what you had in your hand.
Right.
Okay, it's certainly within the law to film. You just have to do.
Suspicion in itself, it's not a crime. People say suspicious activity is a crime. It is not a crime. Suspicion in itself is not a crime at all. Get back to the video and enjoy.
Do it in a way that isn't going to cause concern with regards to an officer's safety.
No, that's not true. The Supreme Court already ruled on this. It doesn't interfere with the officer safety.
Yep.
At all.
Yep. Okay, so he stopped to see what you had in your hand because he didn't know
Well,
it was a camera.
that's not what he said. He said suspicious activity.
Yep.
And that's not a reason to stop me either.
Okay. Well, it could be. It certainly could be.
Well, a lot of things could be, but
Yeah.
it's not.
Well, the totality of everything here is he didn't know that was a camera. Okay, if it was clearly a camera, it wouldn't have been a stop. But he didn't know what it was.
Yeah, it's still a violation of my rights for him to pull me over for that reason.
Okay, we don't have anything else right now. Okay. Okay, well.
Yeah, I didn't commit any violation or crime. You can't run my ID.
Okay.
I'm talking to you.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Do you need it for anything else? Because
Don't stop people unlawfully. Honor your oath.
You're on your way, sir.
Honor your oath.
You're on your way.
You're on your way.
Is that your camera?
What do you think it is?
Why don't you pay attention to the road?
Why don't you stop talking to me?
Thank you for watching until the end of the video. These two encounters were not just minor run-ins with the police. They are clear warnings about how fragile civil rights can be in real-life situations. In Altus, Oklahoma, a vast region where over 70% of the population lives near government facilities and agriculture is the backbone of the local economy, a lone, unarmed citizen stood his ground against heavily armed officers. Calm and composed, he firmly refused to show ID when there was no legal basis, relying solely on his understanding of the law. Meanwhile, in Appleton, Wisconsin, a small city with a police presence above the national average, an officer stopped a citizen based solely on vague suspicion, but instead of backing down, the citizen firmly challenged the stop, demanded a supervisor, and forced the department to admit that suspicious behavior alone is not a lawful reason to pull someone over or demand ID. Both stories highlight one crucial truth. Legal knowledge is the strongest shield a citizen can have. If you haven't broken the law, you have the right to say no. Always stay calm, record everything, and insist on a clear citation of the law. Do you know how to protect yourself? Leave a comment, share this message, and subscribe to Mr. Right to stand strong against abuse of power and support our lawful rights.